Good morning everyone, it's Mario. I'm going to show you an overview of my garden. I would like to show you the fruit trees that I grow, the fruiting shrubs and my vegetable garden and everything else that I have here, so you have an idea what I'm doing. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please push the like button and subscribe to my channel. It will really help me. Thank you. So the first tree here, that's my Mozu Apple tree, which is semi-dwarf, and it's quite a few years old, probably around 7 years old, and it's a wonderful producer. Mozu apples are large, green, juicy, a little bit hard to bite into, but they are fantastic to eat. I like the tree. We all like these apples here, and last season we had apples from this tree from the end of September to the beginning of January, more than 3 months, and we also gave away to friends and family quite a bit. So it's a fantastic producer here for southern Ontario. Mozu Apple. And here is my honeycrisp apple, and this tree has not been producing very well from the beginning. I think it's about 5 years old, and I gave it some compost last year and some fertilizer, so hopefully it will be producing this year much better. And this is my cherry tree, which is in blossom right now, starting. And it's not producing. I think the reason is that it doesn't have a second tree to cross-pollinate. Most trees or many trees require cross-pollination from another tree of the same kind, and this one doesn't. Also, it's a regular size tree. It's probably around, I would say, 30 feet tall or approaching 30 feet now. When I bought it 16 years ago, it's 16 years old. When I bought it, I didn't know that there are 3 kinds of fruit trees in terms of its size. There is the dwarf, the semi-dwarf, and regular size. And basically, I bought 2 regular cherry trees, and then I realized I didn't have enough room for 2 regular cherry trees, so I gave away one, and I'm left with one, which is producing a little bit of cherries every season, just to eat, not too much. And here I have some currants. This is a red currant bush, producing very well, and 2 black currants. They are very healthy. They say healthier than blueberries. And this year, for this season, I put some landscaping fabric around them and some mulch. It's not good if there is grass around shrubs or fruit trees. That's what I did for all my trees this year. Before I used to have just grass growing around the trees, but it apparently competes. The grass competes with the tree for nutrients, and it's not recommended that you keep grass around your fruit trees or shrubs. So this year my fruit trees and shrubs are mulched. And here is my bosco pear tree. It's 3 years old, and last year it had a couple of pears. Hopefully this year it will have a little more. And here is another red currant shrub. This one produces very well. And here I have a desert grape. It's not budding yet. This little brown twig that you see here, it's a kind of yellowish desert grape that I had growing in another place, and what happened, the plant basically died, and what I did, I cut it at the ground level. I thought it was dead, and to my surprise it started growing, so I moved it over here onto this lattice, and I will see what what happens, if it revives, if it gives me any grapes in the future at all. And here is my Bartlett pear, which is 1 year older than my Bosco pear, and it's produced a few Bartlett pears last year. It's budding right now. And here by the fence I have 4 currant shrubs. So the first one is red currant, then black currant, red currant, and black currant again at the end there. And what I did just recently, I replaced the plastic mulch, or mulch I had before. I had landscaping fabric, and I had mulch on top of the fabric. And basically what happened was the mulch turns into soil after a few years. So in my experience, mulch is an excellent medium for growing anything. It keeps the moisture in the soil, but it deteriorates. It decomposes into soil, and basically you have to replenish it. So I don't have a source to replenish it. It would cost me quite a bit of money to buy so much mulch every year. So basically what I'm doing here, I just put new landscaping fabric, and this I'm not going to put any mulch on top. I hope it's going to last at least a few more years. It's a shady place here, so it should last a few years, and then I will replace it again if I have to. And this is my vegetable garden. I will show you a good view of the garden. So it's about 27 feet long by about 16 feet wide. It has this path, stone path in the middle, and it's very, very useful. That path keeps the mud away. You can walk in the middle and walk on both sides. And here I have a metal lattice for my cucumbers or squash plants, which I plant beneath, and they grow nicely on this metal lattice. And I covered the whole vegetable garden, or most of it, not all of it, with landscaping fabric. This part here is from last year. So usually this landscaping fabric lasts, I would say, a minimum 2 to 3 years if you take care of it without mulching. I used to put grass clippings on top of this fabric all over the garden, but it didn't work very well. Those grass clippings were also like decomposing, and it was more difficult than to remove the fabric in the fall or in the spring to clean up the garden. So basically I decided I will just be using landscaping fabric without any mulch on top, and if I have to replace it every 3 years, that's fine. I will replace it every 3 years. It will be easy to work with. And here is my cold frame. I have a few squash plants growing there. And here I grow a lot of dill, and I use it to pickle my cucumbers, to make my own pickled cucumbers. They are fantastic for eating, so I have a lot of dill growing here. Here I put, when you buy celery stalks, if you cut off the bottom, you can plant it in the ground and it will grow. You will have some celery to eat later. One is started growing already. And here is my sorrel plant. It's a perennial plant. Grows in the same spot all the time. And here is my Lavish Plant, I believe that's what it's called. It's fantastic seasoning for soups. We use it all the time. And here I have Honeyberry shrubs. They are 2 years old. So they will be producing this year. They already have flowers, so I'm hoping to get some honeyberries. And here is my blackberry plant, which was somewhat eaten by rabbits this year, so there won't be too many blackberries this year. And here in this pot I'm growing horseradish, which I use for my pickles. And I used to have it in the garden, but horseradish spreads very easily. It seeds, it grows from the roots, and it's once you plant it in the garden, it's very difficult to contain. So I moved it into this pot, and I think it will be easy to maintain it here. And here on the side of my deck, I have my grape plants. They are Concord grapes. They are small, deep, dark blue, blackish grapes, which are fantastic for eating. Very healthy, lots of antioxidants, polyphenols, whatever they have. And here is my watering system: 2 barrels and a downspout, and the 2 barrels are connected at the bottom with a 3/4 inch hose, and then it goes on to 1/2 inch black hose, and it will go into my garden. And here is another red currant plant. Produces very well. And I will show you my grape plant. It continues over the lattice on the side of my deck. And then I made a little canopy here, where we like to have a chair underneath and then sit during the summer. And you can train a grape plant whichever way you want. I wanted it to grow over my kitchen window, so basically the plant ends over there, and it requires trimming. It requires trimming a few times during the summer. It grows very well, and you can eat grapes. They start end of August or beginning of September, and obviously you have to protect the grapes from birds. So I use bird netting to protect the grapes. I have to. And also raccoons. We have lots of raccoons here in southern Ontario, and I use an electric fence, and it works. I think it's the only thing that works, is the electric fence. Keeps the raccoons away. So this is an overview of my garden. I hope you liked it. Please push the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.